Yo, welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Ian, with my co-host, Eva. What it do, baby?
Hey, Anna, how you doing, man? I'm doing well.
What'd you just say?
Hey, Ian, I'm doing good.
Did you say, it didn't sound like you said Ian
No?
in the first time, man.
Oh, man.
Is you drunk?
Ian. I call you Ian.
Ian. Ian. Man, you could call me Erna. You could call me Big Bad Booty Daddy. Just, just don't call me, you know, Dad. Jeez. Anyways, WWE Survivor Series ever. You excited because you are going to Survivor Series, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. This is my first War Games, my first Survivor Series.
Woo!
I only need the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty much done with the Big Four, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, the big four, and then also basically the big five.
Yeah, if you count Money in the Bank as the fifth
Yeah.
one, yeah. So,
Now,
yeah,
but
four out
at
of five
it
then.
going based on your era, it's four. Now in this generation, it's like five. So,
Yeah, cause,
but you
yeah,
went to it, yeah.
because I went to WrestleMania 22 at Allstate. Then I went to SummerSlam this year to
Mm.
Detroit. Then Survivor Series, Survivor Series coming up, depend the end of this recording, right? And then
Right.
Royal Rumble's the last one. I don't know if I'll go to the next year's or I'll just wait until it gets closer to this area until we're closer to Illinois. If it's in Chicago, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be, I feel like that would be a great
2025.
moment to have the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went to SummerSlam as well.
Hmm.
So I'm surprised that we actually were able to bump into each other. So
Yeah, I know, right?
I was
They're like,
surprised about
hey,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
That was great. SummerSlam, I've been to Money in the Bank, but before it wasn't the big five.
yeah.
So, but I'm still gonna count that. Hopefully I go to WrestleMania next year. And also, I got the Royal Rumble and then Survivor Series. Even though it's been here to Chicago so many times, I always missed out either not being able to go.
We were
Uh,
kids, bro. We're
yeah, either
teenagers.
money. Well, this year I was able to go. It was just I was only able to go by myself because obviously you're going with your brother, so my family wasn't able to go and I had nobody else to go. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go alone. It's Survivor
Hmm.
Series. So and also my brother was gonna come back from college or from for winter break. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, we'll watch it together. So live stream for Survivor Series. Woo! I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat so much food. So but yeah, very excited. Like you said, your first ever Wars game. So that's actually you're getting like to get to see like a former WCW. It wasn't a pay-per-view, but it was just a match, right?
It was at Super Brawl, it was at Super Brawl World War Three. No, World War Three was three rings.
Mm.
So
How do you
Super
feel
Brawl
about that?
technically.
Like that has to be crazy to you. Like you're seeing a WCW match live in person after all these years.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like they kept I'm glad they brought the War Games back. Well, NXT brought it back, and then WWE, then the main roster took it. You're like, hey, we're making this ours.
Yeah,
That for a while, I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like they weren't like saying anything until they announced it recently. I'm like, oh, thank God, because that was kind of weird. Like, oh, we're going back to the traditional 5-on-5. That sucks.
right.
But then they say War Games. I'm like, yes, totally worth it.
I think they were having hesitation about it was should we just bring the match back or should we like surround this as a pay-per-view like Hell in a Cell TLC? That's where they were hesitating about. They always wanted to bring it back, they just didn't know how to bring it back. And they brought it back for Survivor Series. My thing is, do you feel like at a certain point that Survivor Series is going to be done? And they're gonna rename it to War Games, or they're still gonna call it
No,
Survivor Series.
no, because they were moving away from like naming every pay-per-view after a match.
Right.
So, and it's good because it's called Survivor Series, so it's kind of like a good concept because, like I said, the 5-on-5 traditional one,
Mhm.
that's great, but like at the same time, why
But
not add a
here,
cage? Add a big cage to
right,
it
right,
or
and
two rings to it.
also, yeah,
Make it more like, and then I would say it should have bigger implications for the Rumble, and then implications, like they should all be connected in a way where like this matters so to the Rumble. You
Right.
know, it gives your five guys a better spot in the Rumble if they're in it, or the
Mm,
next. If it's like Seth Rollins is in it, whoever his competitor is, they have a better chance of if they win it. You know what I mean? It's like I
yeah.
think they do that, like where it's like those five guys that if whoever wins it, has a better shot at the Rumble. Like they have a better spot. Like they get the last five spots or the last,
Mhm.
first spot and the last spot, something like that. But
Yeah,
it's
like
like
basically give them like what if you put these guys in a 5-on-5 in a regular tag team match, what's the point? It's basically bragging rights. Which
exactly.
and that's the reason why they did the pay-per-view SmackDown versus Raw bragging rights and stuff like that. And it's just one of those things. Here's my problem with Survivor Series. I love the Survivor Series. I don't like the whole it is cool. The concept is cool, but what bothers me is like how are you gonna have a cool um for example, what pay-per-view was it? Was it 15, 16? Where it was Goldberg and Brock Lesnar? I think it was 16, right?
I think
But
so.
like it was the main event. They were building up Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, and then there was the Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series match, where it was like, yo, that's a huge main event. That's a huge Survivor Series, but it's trying to be outshadowed by Goldberg and Brock Lesnar because Goldberg's coming back, you
Yeah.
know? And it was just like that was my issue. It's like this is this match is a huge match, and then why are you bringing this single match into
Yeah.
this pay-per-view? Like why? And and then it's gonna be in the main event. It's just like one of those things. It was like it just that's what bothers me. But I personally do love the Survivor Series match. I don't like the fact that I gotta wait till a year later to watch the Survivor Series match, and then sometimes it's like, oh, it's a mid card match.
Yeah.
It's like okay, like that's what bothers me. I feel like a Survivor Series match should happen any pay-per-view, you know.
Yeah.
So that I feel like it shouldn't have to. It's kind of like Hell in a Cell, you know. Just even when they were using the pay-per-view, they were still having Hell in a Cell matches at WrestleMania and all that. It was just like, no, if you're able to do that, why not do that for the Survivor Series? Like
Yeah.
before they had 5-on-5 tag team match, or they'll call it, they'll do have that match, be like 5-on-5, but it's elimination match.
Yeah.
It's like, why just call it a Survivor Series match then?
Yeah.
Bring it outside of Survivor Series pay-per-view. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, hit that like and subscribe.
Yep.
Anyways, besides War Games, is there anything else you're excited about for Survivor Series? Maybe some returns, maybe
Yeah, I
some
mean,
debuts.
I don't really like the dirt sheets, but they're saying it's like CM Punk or Randy Orton or
Mhm.
both. But I don't know where they will place them. Some say like somebody on team. Who's is it? Team Cody or Team Seth? So far, I think it's Team Seth, right?
I have no idea. I
But I
really,
think I think it's gonna come down to like, oh, Judgment Day is five people, and it's gonna
Mhm.
be four people or three people on the survivors on the other, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and Jey Uso,
Right.
and then it's gonna add CM Punk and Rhea Ripley. But you want
Well,
one
no,
of them to have their
Drew
moments.
McIntyre, he may join with Judgment Day.
Yeah, that's five. That's five right there. So that'll
Right.
be it'll be McIntyre, Balor,
Dominic.
Priest, Dominic, Priest, and JD McDonough.
Yeah.
You can't have Rhea in there.
No,
You
Rhea's
could, but
facing Joey Starks anyway.
yeah. So it's like
It's
so
so, and they're
far
facing Cody Rhodes, Seth
that
Rollins, Jay,
that's it.
and Sammy.
Oh, Sammy. Okay. So the fifth one, who knows? Like if CM Punk does come back,
That's if they even add a fifth one.
they even add a fifth. It'll be four
Yeah.
on five, and it'll be like, oh.
Yeah, they're only
But
saying that because Drew McIntyre, Claymore, Jay Uso, and helped JD get the win. So and making what's it called? Drew McIntyre making a full heel turn.
yeah,
So nothing right now has been official of Drew McIntyre being added to the match. We may find out this coming Monday. So also, like you said, the rumors of CM Punk. so far Shinsuke Nakamura may do an open challenge. I mean, I've been telling you that for like almost a month already that
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura is going to do an open challenge to face the best in the world, where it could either be CM Punk or it could be Randy Orton. Not trying to bring the other company along, nothing against them, but there is rumors of AEW that the double for the who's been attacking MJF and everybody that he's cool with apparently is CM Punk, but then there's also rumors that it's Adam Cole. So they're both gonna be in Chicago the week of Survivor Series. But when is Full Gear? Is it in next week or is it in 2 weeks?
The 18th, so Saturday, whatever day. Yeah, June, November
Oh, it's
18th.
this Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So we may find out this Saturday, or we may find out next week because it could be CM Punk. Regardless, if CM Punk is the double, who's been the one attacking MGF, I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, all right. Now, if CM Punk shows up in WWE, that's it's different because we already seen that. We already seen the whole CM Punk and all that stuff coming, his debut, his return for AEW, it's done. He left, he yeah, right? So him coming back to WWE, we're gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a hot moment, just like when he showed up to AEW,
Yeah.
But if CM Punk doesn't show up, cool. I mean, it is what it is, right? Hopefully he shows up at Impact. If he doesn't show up at Impact, okay, cool.
Because
It's like it's business in the end of the day.
I saw Tony post something about a big surprise coming on
Full
Dynamite,
gear, full
Full
gear.
Gear or Dynamite. Yeah, I was like, who else who else is there? Did he sign
Yeah, I
Orton? You
saw
never
that.
know.
No, it's not Orton because Orton is still under contract.
Yeah. What,
So
Dolph Ziggler, whatever his name is gonna be?
it
Dolph
could
Ziggler.
be. It could be
It could be
Dolph
anybody.
Ziggler. I didn't really thought about that. It could be Dolph Ziggler. I wouldn't be surprised.
Whatever his name is, Nick Nimeth or something.
What about Ali? What do you think about Ali?
I mean, he's good, but like to have a like Tony Khan, ew, we have a major signing coming here. Maybe Osprey. I could see him signing an Osprey because Osprey was talking about it.
Well,
But
another possibility.
yeah, they gotta.
Huh.
I mean, every company's gotta use their wrestlers. Some people are not being used at all.
Yeah.
But no, I
Hey.
think Ziggler said. I think his contract doesn't in 90 days until December, so he can't be there. And Ali's 90 days too. He can't be
Oh
there.
yeah, you're right.
Is
You're
it
right.
December? It was December. Yeah, because they got released on like.
All I knew was for a fact Dove Ziggler and Ali weren't going to be Bound for Glory. That's all I knew about their
But
contract.
they got released in September, right? Or August.
No, it was September.
So yeah, they're not gonna be at full gear for sure. That'd be
So,
like only if they're under the mask.
but like you said, for Tony Khan to make an announcement, I feel like that's you know very like
Is it signing
nah,
somebody or was it like we finally got a deal with? Because they did not get the deal with Discovery. Like they didn't. Well, last time I checked, because it's been I don't really follow it.
mhm,
They like did not agree to a new TV deal, but they might have now. I don't know. It's been like a week or
interesting.
so since I heard anything. They say like AEW wanted more money Warner Bros. Discovery was waiting for the NBA rights because if they got the NBA, they'd be like, no thanks to AEW, and then AEW would have to find somewhere else. You know, I don't know.
Using time for AEW. Anyways, Judgment Day. Um, there's a little hiccup going on because Damian Priest said that he's the leader of JD, but obviously he said that heat of the moment. My question to you is who do you truly think is the leader? I know everybody, they're all saying well, nobody's the leader, but I'm saying who do you think is? If you had to point somebody is that person is the leader, or that person is going to be the leader going on forward, who would it be?
Hmm. I'm gonna say Rhea Ripley.
Mommy? Yeah, for sure.
It's not because she's mommy, but I think because it looks like she like every time there's like a struggle between them, she's the one that's there. Like, hey, you and you, what are you
Mm-hmm.
doing? You know, Like when it was Dominic and Priest, she was like there. When it was Damian and Finn, she was like in the middle of those two. Like, hey, what are you doing? You know.
No, no, I agree with you. Yeah, I
And
feel
she's
like she
mommy
would.
too, so
Yeah,
she gotta be. Otherwise,
yeah.
what kind of character is that? Like, you're not even like the head honcho, even though you're called mommy. Like, come on.
Well, because of Dominic. But
Yeah,
no, yeah, I feel like she would be the perfect fit for it
yeah,
because if because who's gonna turn on her?
exactly.
You know
You
what I mean?
could. I
If
mean,
you, but why would you? And what do you get out of turning, from her? You know what I mean? If she's helping you win titles, because imagine if you're, like Damian Priest and Finn Balor, they had some issues where one of them could have said, "No, you're out of the group."
yeah,
Who's gonna do that with Rhea Ripley? You know, Rhea Ripley probably. I don't think she would personally do it, but I think she'll be like giving them chances where it's like, "Hey, you better start winning, or else you're gonna be out."
yeah,
And like you're gonna be out of the family. So, but I don't think Real Ripley will be like, "Hey, we're gonna jump them, like we're gonna attack them." It's like, nah. It's like because I feel like they take the whole family thing serious.
yeah.
So they're kind of like Fast and the Furious. Hey, they got Dominic, so Dom
Yep.
and Dom.
True.
Shoot. So even though we're a little early on the predictions, who do you think is gonna get over?
Hmm. I think Team Cody or Team whatever they call it, Team Seth, whatever
Mm,
Team Rollins. I mean, if it is Randy Orton, let's say he's the one in the fifth slot or the
right.
fourth, whatever. They do 5-on-5 or CM Punk in the fifth slot. I think
Mhm.
they have to win. It's kind of like you have Orton come back and he loses, or you have CM Punk return and he loses.
Right.
If he's part of that match, I mean, like if either one of those two are part of that match, like I mean, I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if you like let Judgment Day win. They've been winning everything. They got every title, so
But they have to though. It's like you're trying to build stars. It like it'll be better for Judgment Day to go over.
yeah. But
And also on top of that, can you imagine? Okay, yeah, I mean, I will agree with you. The fact that if you have CM Punk or Randy Orton show up as the fifth member, yes, they should. But if we're gonna go, let's just go based on the card alone, 4-on-4. I personally think Judgment Day should get the W. And I think who should get the W is Dominic. Dominic should get the W over Seth Rollins. So that way they could build up a future world heavyweight title match.
with Dominic,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Come on, man. What are you talking
He,
about? Dominic versus Seth freaking Rollins at the Royal Rumble for the world heavyweight title. That's money right there. I'm telling you.
but not win, right? He's not gonna win the belt.
Why not?
Nah.
He should win the title.
I think there's a lot more people deserving before him. Even Damian, if he wins it, that'd be kind of nice. Or Finn, if he wins it, or Cody or Jay. Pretty much anybody but Dominic and JD. JD not yet, because JD's really
I don't
talented. But
no, no, I don't think JD would. No offense, JD. I personally don't think JD will ever be world champion. Can I be proven wrong? Of course, and I would like
mm,
to. Especially in the wrestling world, I'm not gonna be a hater. Like, yeah, prove me wrong, dude. Like, shit. Why did we world champion? I feel like everybody who ever entered a ring, well, I shouldn't say not everybody deserves to be world champion. Not everybody is meant to be world champion, but I personally think everybody deserves a shot at the world title,
yeah,
you know. So that's what I always believe. But yeah, no, JD, Dom, get the W, man. Cover Seth freaking Rollins. Ooh, we it continues the rivalry. And they could huck him up, hype him up and all that stuff to the point where it's like, you know, Dominic, beat Seth freaking Rollins, and that could build up that storyline and stuff like that. And also it would be the perfect timing, right? Because hear me out. What's Rey Mysterio doing? Who took him out? Escobar, right?
ooh,
Now you push Escobar on top. So now it looks like Rey Mysterio is true. Like, hey, the fact that Rey Mysterio is down and out, look at the careers of Santos and Dominic rising, So Like
Yeah.
that would be a perfect time, especially with
Mm,
Dominic. And
yeah.
also you kind of like also give him the little because I do enjoy is a little like feeling the feeling where you think there's gonna be like a turning or a betrayal. So with that build up with Dominic, right? Dominic is being built up, and then Rhea Ripley's right there behind him, like, "Hey, we're both winning," and looks back, realizing, like, "Damn, Dominic, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and JD are like left behind or something like that." Um, but then that's tough to say since they're tag team champions. So,
Yeah.
but at least like, there's something with that. I feel like
Yeah.
if Dominic gets the W for Judgment Day, so, but yeah. All right. Well, Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley. Who do you think is getting the W?
Oh, Rhea Ripley.
Damn.
I think Zoe Stark. I mean, I think Rhea's title reign has been kind of stale.
It
She's
has
been
been.
more. She's been. It is still not kind of. It is still like the only thing keeping her relevant is mostly the Judgment Day. Like the if you were just go based off her like women's world heavyweight championship,
Right.
you kind of say it's a bust, like her title reign.
Yeah.
It wasn't for her
Well, the
interfering in every
only.
men's match,
Mhm.
But besides that, it's like just move on from it. Just be the woman that beats everybody, beats the guys up too. But like,
She's been
give
more
it to
of a
somebody else.
manager. Yeah, she's been more of
Yeah,
a manager at a
yeah.
man. Yeah, as champion.
I was excited when she first won it, like
Mhm.
when she won the
Yeah, because
Rumble, and then she,
she won it at WrestleMania, right?
yeah, she won the Rumble, then WrestleMania, but now it's kind of like, okay, give it to somebody else. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't want, give it to like who's on Raw. Give it to like, I see Zoe, but Zoe's injury prone. She's kind of too injury prone for me.
Really?
Yeah, she's been
Interesting.
injured a lot. Since I've been watching her, she's been injured like 3 or 4 times. So
Oh.
I think she could be a good champion, but at the same time, like, like you have all these other women on your roster
I
that
think I
are
think I think give the belt to Becky, and that way that way Becky could do the same thing where she did with the NXT title.
but yeah, because like Rhea's like the only one has been the women's world champion. You need a little bit. Obviously, she's credible, but like yeah, like about Becky Lynch, add in maybe like some fresh faces to it. Like you have all these women,
I mean,
we don't
Zoe
get.
Stark is a start. Zoe
Yeah,
Stark is a start of like the new faces of challengers,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, damn, how long did we have to wait to get to this point?
yeah,
The my favorite match of Rhea Ripley is the one where she won the title against Charlotte Flair.
and that's it, right?
That was at
Same.
WrestleMania.
And she
Yeah,
did a squash match with Natalia like 3 times like why even have that match?
right.
Natalia deserves better too. I think she should have one more reign before she retires. Give her the
Like,
world heavyweight title reign.
if we're gonna go comparing to Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, it's like I have more favorite matches of Charlotte Flair since losing the title,
Yeah,
and she was gone for like
like
almost
six
half,
months,
yeah, almost 6 years or 6 years, 6 months.
6 months. Yeah,
For example, obviously the WrestleMania match, and then the triple threat match with Io Sky, Asuka, and Charlotte herself, and then the SummerSlam match with Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Asuka, right?
yeah.
So I feel like there was a favorite match in Payback. No.
I like the fact that she had a tag team match with Shotzi. That was kind of nice.
Oh, on the SmackDown taping.
Yeah,
That
that was
actually, I
nice.
enjoyed that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I enjoyed that match. It wasn't like favorite matches of the year, but
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
I
I
get
did
your
it.
point. Like it's like you have more favorite matches of a person not even champion than the champion itself.
Right.
Like. And I mean, with SmackDown, like Io Sky's doing her thing, they got the whole like new damage control or Kabuki Warriors. I don't know. They're gonna probably go to that. They can probably.
I
But
hope not.
back to Raw. I mean, the only one I could see being champion outside of Rhea. I mean, they kind of. I wish they kind of did that. I wish Trish and Lita didn't. I mean, they were like there for a hot second, right? Trish and Lita, and they were like gone.
Yeah, I guess her
It was like
last
a flash in
match.
the
Yeah,
pan. It
I
was like
guess
a
her
flash in
last
the pan.
match was at Payback in that steel cage match.
Yeah, and it was like, okay. Thanks for
which
coming.
was
We'll see you.
supposed to happen at SummerSlam.
Like we'll
So
see you at the
dumb.
Rumble. We'll see you at the
Yeah.
Rumble. But no, I
Hopefully.
mean like I mean if they really want to legitimize the title, why not give it to like Lita or Trish? You know, that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, they could have had Trish could have been champion. Trish could have been the she could have done what Christian Cage is doing right now, or Rhea
Yeah,
Ripley. There's times like that where I'm just like, how is it okay for one person to do that but not the other person?
yeah,
Like Rhea Ripley is not a manager. She's supposed to be out there wrestling. And then somebody like Trish Stratus, like you can't give her the belt and be like a manager for Zoe Stark and all that stuff. Like, why?
yeah.
Uh,
They
you
ended up
know,
breaking up too. Like a 2 week. It was like 3 week, a month thing, right? Or 2 month
yeah, I
thing.
think it was like 2
It was
months.
quick. It was like thanks for
Yeah.
coming. But like I mean, there's Raquel Rodriguez. You could add on there. You could bring up Cora Jade.
Raquel, yeah.
You could bring Roxana Perez. There's a lot of women in NXT that like you could bring to the main roster, or you could do, like, there's a lot of women on the Raw roster. You could like pretty much make champion. Give a little bit
Yeah.
more,
When you
you
said
know,
about what's her name, Raquel,
yeah,
Raquel was supposed to face Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. It never
yeah,
happened.
no.
So
Like they should treat like the women's world championship like how they treat the men's world heavyweight championship. Like Seth is a champion, but he's giving all these guys opportunities.
all right.
But they're not
But
just
there's
like
not that many women for Rhea
it's not
Ripley to
like the
do that.
AEW World Title where it's gonna be on Dynamite. It's gonna be on SmackDown facing some guy that they don't even follow the record. He's not gonna be Daniel Garcia. No offense to Daniel Garcia, but
Mhm.
it's not just like we'll just put you in a match with him because why not? At
Right.
least with Seth, it's like like Nakamura could have gotten the belt from him. There's people that could have taken the belt off Seth Rollins, but Rhea, it's like she's gonna retain every time. You're like, oh, okay.
Right. And then like there's not that many women's in Raw as well.
There
So,
is, but like a lot of them are like in catering or are like I don't know, doing something else.
but they're not being used, so it's like that's on them.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta step up. Somebody gotta step up. So, but hey, how excited are you to see Gunther versus The Miz?
Oh yeah, thank God. I know it's gonna probably a squash match, but to hear the chops live, that's gonna be legit.
So did you hear the rumors how The Miz wasn't supposed to win
Win the what?
the
Win the
Fatal
match?
Four
Oh
Way
yeah, it was
match?
it was a double pin or something.
What was the purpose? Why have a double pin?
Well, it was accidental because technically
But
it was
no, it
supposed
was
to be.
supposed to be a double pin, but it was like why though? Who was technically supposed to win? Why was
I
there
think.
supposed to be a
Well,
double pin?
well, no, no, it was not supposed to be a double pin. It's that Ricochet was concussed,
Hmm.
so he didn't obviously when you have a concussion, you don't have the self awareness to know. So he was
Right.
supposed to get out the pin, and then it's supposed to be like double, but then Ricochet was supposed to get out. So who pinned him? Miz, right?
No, Miz pinned Bronson Reed. Ricochet was pinned by the one of the Viking
Ivor,
Raiders.
Ivor, Ivor, or yeah, Ivor.
Mm.
So technically, Ricochet was supposed to break out of the pin, and Miz still wins. But since he was concussed, he didn't have the self awareness, or the referee didn't do a good job to
Yeah,
like, hey,
what the ref ruined it. He count three, and then he's like telling the
the Miz
ring
won.
bell.
Like,
Yeah, no, he's like, no, no, nobody won, nobody won. I'm pretty sure maybe somebody in his ears was
yeah,
telling him
like
something.
just
I
like,
don't
hey,
know, but hope if that was the case, and that's different. But if nobody was telling you anything, like, why would you say that? Because you kind of ruined it. And yeah, I don't know. My thing is, why? What was the purpose of the double pin? Why was it necessary to do a double pin?
yeah,
And rumor has it, yeah, because it was supposed to be a what's it called, a double pit, but nobody was like, why though? What was supposed to happen? And then rumor was that the Miz was technically supposed to win regardless, and people were like, so why have the double pin?
I
Like,
think it was, I think it was more suspense. But then, like I said, like with Ricochet being concussed, he didn't have the awareness to break out, and then
right?
Miz would have still won. Like, oh, Miz won, but like it was supposed to be a double pin, like one,
Yeah, the Ricochet was
two.
never supposed to kick out.
No, oh, okay.
Apparently,
Oh wow.
yeah.
So even concussed or not, he's supposed to. Yeah, I don't know.
He kicked out
Or
a hit like instant.
oh wow. So or they should, or they might just be like, Ivor got robbed. Put him in the triple. It'd be a triple threat match. Right on Raw or something. They're gonna be, like, hey guys, triple threat match.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
don't
know.
know. It's just it was like a weird moment.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know what was the purpose of a double pin. Sometimes I hate double pins because it's like why?
especially if like you gotta time it right, and
Yeah,
the referee's gotta know like oh like you win, but you won too. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna do a double pin, you gotta at least let the ref know instead of that way because that's how you ruin it.
yeah, and hopefully they like fix it where like what like if Ivor like got the pinfall too, they should be like, you know what, we'll face each other on Raw. Whoever does win this match goes on to face Gunther.
Mm. And then the other weird thing was why was he part of like a fatal four way to be a number one contender match? It was just,
He's
but
won like
anyways, yeah, it
he's
was
won
just
like two
weird.
matches like or three matches in the last like
But he was
year.
starting a feud with Gunther though. There's people
Oh,
that
okay.
they just say, "Oh, hey, you know what? How about you and me? For the
Yeah.
IC title." I don't know why the Miz was in the number one contender match, and especially where he was supposed to win regardless. But why ended it in a double pin, or why tried to end it in a double pin? But whatever.
I could see it because he's been a what, like a 8 time, no, 6 time or 7 time in IC title.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
been champion for a while.
I think him facing Gunther legitimizes his like Gunther's reign. Like you could
Oh
have
yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
could
Oh
have a
yeah,
thousand.
he the
I
Miz
could be
deserves a shot.
Yeah, I could be champion for like a year, but like if I don't have like a former champion of that championship like face
Right.
me, and it's not like, oh, you faced everybody but the guy that like made the title, like he had like 8 reigns or whatever, 7 reigns.
Yeah, I
That's
think
kind.
the only person who he faced that I could remember is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and then everybody outside of that was like, oh, I had Ricochet like twice, but Ricochet was never champion. You had
He
like
was never. I
some.
think he was IC champion.
Oh yeah, was he? Yeah, but like
Ricochet,
but it was
but
not
he's
like a
not. Yeah,
Miz. And not
yeah, he's
Miz
not
is
like a
like
Miz.
Miz is
Yeah,
like right now Miz is up here with IC titles, and like
right.
Jericho. I think he beat Jericho barely. So it's like if Jericho were to come back and like like, hey, I'm gonna face Gunther, legitimize his title reign.
That'd be
Things like
nice.
that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you need someone like the Miz.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you on that. So, who do you think is getting the W then?
Oh, I'm getting Gunther. I don't think Gunther's gonna lose until like WrestleMania or after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Because
but who do you think is gonna? A lot of people are saying that Chad Gable should beat him at WrestleMania,
I don't know. Chad Gable needs to get out of the tag team division first. It's like it's
but he's
great.
been having singles matches. I mean, he had a couple of runs at the IC title. I feel like he needs more. I feel like he needs opportunity at the world heavyweight titles. Like I feel
Yeah.
he should be part of like, especially if like if the world title is gonna be inside defended inside like elimination chamber match. I feel like Chad Gable deserves to have like a moment like that.
Yeah, because obviously with Gunther having the longest reign in history, you need to make it like that's why like it's hard to give people long reigns like Roman Reigns, because who do you lose to?
Right.
Like it's kind of hard to like be like, oh, we'll just give it to like I mean, you could give it to LA Knight because obviously he's selling really well, but at the same time, you're like, is this gonna make if people are gonna come back every week to see him? With Gunther, you're like, he's a beast. Like he lost a ton of weight. He's a wrestler. You know. Um. I mean, obviously he has like that heel. Like he's not German, but he's got like that like old school European heel kind of thing going on.
Right.
Where it's because he's from Austria, but he's technically the longest reigning UK champion ever. NXT UK or WWE NXT UK champion. So it's kind of like you lose it to Miz, yeah, you lose it to Miz, but Miz has been on a losing streak for like he hasn't won title belts in a long time. But like you say, Chad Gable's good, but at the same time, Chad Gable needs to like, like he's still a tag team guy technically. Outside of that, only if you bring in like if you bring back like Randy Orton, he could
Mm,
go for that. That'd be kind of nice.
that would be nice because even if Gunther loses to Randy Orton, he's still like up there. Even a guy like AJ Styles, I feel like AJ
Yeah,
Styles,
AJ,
AJ
like
Styles, Randy Orton, that's actually a very good one. For him to win the IC title.
Like you need
Uh,
somebody like that. Like yeah, Chad
hmm.
Gable, but at the same time,
I
like
could also see Seth Rollins though.
Seth Rollins, but he needs to lose
Yeah,
the world title
yeah.
first.
I could actually no. I feel like title versus title WrestleMania, Gunther versus Seth freaking Rollins. I'm telling you, I'm calling it.
Nakamura, but give him a little
No,
later. No.
no, I
See,
wouldn't
that's what
say
I'm saying. Like,
Nakamura. The only way I would say Nakamura if he ever wins the money in the bank briefcase and he decides to use it on the IC title. Like that's the only way I feel like somebody like Shinsuke should
or yeah,
be a guy like Gunther, I should
or
say.
the only way I can see Gunther lose if he gets injured. Then he has like
No,
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 like
he
a
needs to
redemption
drop that.
story.
No, he
Like,
needs to drop that title to somebody.
yeah,
What do you
we don't know
think? What do you
when,
think,
right?
Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes?
Carmelo, I don't think he stands a chance against Gunther. He has to like cheat to win. But
Really? You gotta see him cheat to beat Gunther. Not
no,
even like a
you know,
WrestleMania moment.
no, I don't. I think Elijah Dragunov. Why? Because they have
Okay.
history. Because you know who ended Gunther's NXT reign, NXT UK reign?
Ooh, okay.
Dragunov. It's kind of like, hey, I'm back. You know, I'm gonna ruin another reign for you. And him and Dragunov as IC champion, that fits pretty well.
It
Like he's
does.
this
Oh yeah.
tough, like super. He's European too, so he's like this European like powder keg of energy. You know, he'll bring. You know, he has the power. He has like the charisma. He's very
Hmm.
charismatic. Like
He
you
is.
know,
I
so I
give
I
you
think
that.
he could be the one. He's like, you know what? I beat you before for a title and the reign. I could do it again, kind of thing.
Mm.
You know that'd be kind of that'd be. I think I could see that more than anyone else. Dragging off
Can
over
you
Braun
see that
Breaker.
for WrestleMania this year though? Even though he's NXT champion?
Uh, not this year. That's why I'm saying like it'll be moved on later. Like I could see it
Mm.
like at Survivor Series or SummerSlam. So I think Gunther's gonna have a long reign too.
That's the IC champion.
I mean,
Okay.
if they could do it for the major title, why not do it for the mid card title? I don't even
Right.
consider the IC champion a mid card title. Like, that's the thing about the IC title. You want it to be bring to prominence again. Like this guy is gonna be the next world champion or WWE champion. You know, like that's the point of the IC title and the US title was
All
to be
right.
like, hey, this guy's gonna be the next guy up. You know.
I feel Elijah would be a nice one for SummerSlam just
Mhm.
because he's NXT champion at this moment. But I feel like if I had to put Gunther to drop the belt at WrestleMania with the roster we have right here, right now, um, I got three people in mind. Is he on Raw or SmackDown?
Cool.
Gunther. He's on
Raw.
Raw, right?
Yeah, the
So
IC title's on
okay.
Raw.
So all right, perfect. Because I was gonna say Raw anyways. Sami Zayn, Jay Uso. Um, ooh. Yeah, who's my third person? Oh, and Seth Rollins, obviously.
Well, Seth
But
Rollins, he already has a title, so I kind of don't. I mean,
I would do
J-
it, but here's the thing: I would book Seth Rollins for like title versus title. Well, actually, I wouldn't
but
even.
that's kind
I
of
could
played
see
out though,
Seth
no?
Rollins, but it's but to be honest, if I was gonna do title versus title, I would have Seth Rollins drop the belt to Gunther though.
Yeah.
But Jey Uso
I think yeah.
Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, I feel like those are the best picks with the current roster right now on Raw.
I agree with Jay because he needs to legitimize himself as a singles guy.
Right.
Sammy's been IC champion already. He's been US champion, you know.
But
So I think
he's a baby face right now. He's like the Jeff Hardy from our generation right now.
well, I don't know if you want to compare to Jeff Hardy, you know. But
The kid
the
the wrestling
wrestler, not
wise.
yeah,
Yes.
not no, but I think Jay needs it more to legitimize himself as a singles competitor because he's been a tag
Right.
team guy since day one. Like when he debuted, he's a tag team guy. This is like the first time in his career where he's a singles guy. So yeah, I think with Jay, it will legitimize his singles kind of thing because now he's being put back into the tag team division. He was because he won a tag team title,
With
and then
Cody Rhodes.
now he's like he's in a team with like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. He needs to do something like that with the IC title where like it breaks him away from that. Like,
Right.
okay, we intend you to become a singles guy, but you're kind of like not showing it or we're not giving you that opportunity. Especially if he beats Gunther, that's like okay, now he's a legit singles guy because he beat the longest reigning IC champion in history. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of guys out
And
there.
especially at WrestleMania, especially with Jey Uso doing like the whole
Oh, and he's over too.
he is
So
over. And
he could
then
bring the fight.
main event, Jey Uso bringing, making the IC title a main event, because then
Yeah,
that works with the gimmick because he's like every night I'm defending this title every night on Monday Night Raw in the main event because I'm main event Jey Uso.
yeah.
So that would really help. And again, and Gunther losing to Jey Uso, it's not somebody where I feel like it's not going to hurt his career at all.
No, yeah.
So, like you got to play. That's the other thing. You got to play your cards right with these, the guys that he drops the belt to. So, very excited for Survivor Series, man.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
before we wrap this show, do you have any favorite Survivor Series matches?
Hmm, that's a lot.
You got give me like at least one. Give me if you gotta tell somebody like, hey, somebody tells you, hey, give me a Survivor Series match to go check out. What are you gonna tell them to check out?
I would say I don't remember the exact people in the match, but the one where it's like Team Cena versus Team Nexus was that Survivor Series?
No, that was SummerSlam.
I'm confusing. I don't know, man.
Damn, ever.
I
Yeah.
I th- and I gotta
I,
watch. I got Peacock. I gotta watch it.
I
Watch
do not
Survivor
remember
Series.
any matches.
It's like, dude, come on. I got history in here. I got crypto in here. I got wrestling. Like I got
Man,
everything
come on,
in
man.
this brain.
Come on, man. You gotta delete some of those stuff.
I got an external hard drive. I could just just.
Shoot. For me, I gotta give them that the 2016 Raw versus SmackDown.
Mm,
Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman versus, I mean, there was more people, but Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, um, Randy Orton. I don't know if I can't remember if I said his name. That's one of them. Another one, Mankind versus The Rock, Survivor Series. Survivor Series, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Not the 1997, I think the 95 one, uh, where it's just technical wrestling. That one's really good. Um, and what else? What else? Survivor Series. I'm trying to like Survivor Series. Oh, damn, did that happen? Oh, the Elimination Chamber match. Yeah. First ever Elimination Chamber. So a lot of classic matches. But all right, Ever. This wraps up this show. So take us home.
all right, listeners, viewers, to be it for this episode. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo-doo-doo.